Hello, friends! This time, I'll be presenting the top 10 European leagues based on the first half draw market. You'll also get to know the 5 clubs from each league that have the highest percentage of such matches. Let's get started. To add some variety to the low-scoring markets today, off the usual schedule, we'll look at a rather interesting topic, the first half draw. This is very close to markets, such as first half under 0.5, where the only winning outcome is a goalless draw, or first half over 1.5, where any draw with goals would be a positive result for that bet. In this way, I'm preparing you for the fact that in this top 10, we may see representatives of both low-scoring leagues, in terms of overall goal output and highly productive championships. We'll start with a low-scoring league, which the Belarusian First Division currently represents. And if we know that this championship appears in the top 10 for goalless first-half draws, that makes perfect sense. On average, there are currently 3 first-half draws per match day in this league. I wouldn't say that's particularly high for 8 matches per round, but the league does have some potential to increase this number as the season progresses. Moreover, there is a certain core of teams here for whom such results occur frequently. The list of top 5 clubs with a high percentage of such matches is very similar to the list from the first half under 0.5 review. The participants are practically the same. The Czech First Division didn't stand out for high scoring in the recently concluded season, and since it appeared in the first half under 0.5 review in 10th place, it's reasonable to assume that goalless first half draws are far more common here than productive ones. The average number of first half draws per match day is approaching 4 matches but still hasn't reached it. Over the last 20 match days, there were more rounds where the number of draws was above average than below it. Among the participants, let's highlight Bohemians, who had a run of 7 such matches in their recent home games. Only 0.2 percentage points separate 8th place from 10th, which tells us that these leagues differ little from each other in their statistics. On average, the French Ligue 1 records 4 first-half draws per match day. The peak came in the first half of the second half of the season. In 3 rounds during that period, 6 or more draws were recorded in the first half. Towards the end of the championship, a steady downward trend in such matches emerged. In the top 5, let's highlight Grenoble, who, despite having a high percentage of first-half draws, often ended the full match in a draw as well. The overwhelming majority of this team's first-half draws were scoreless. So, in most cases, Grenoble's matches were well suited not only for a first-half draw bet, but also for a full match draw or a goalless first half. The Hungarian First Division has been among those leagues where players score plenty of goals in the first half in recent years. And when first halves here do end in a draw, it's often a high-scoring draw. At the same time, the top 5 includes teams for whom almost all first-half draws are goalless. And we met those clubs in the first half, under 0.5 review, where, by the way, this league was in the top 10 back in May, occupying 8th place. I'm referring primarily to ZTE and Debrecen. For the other participants in the top 5, goalless first-half draws often alternated with productive ones. In the second half of the first round of the season in Romania's Liga 1, there was an upward trend in first-half draws. The average number of such matches grew steadily for almost the entire season. Towards the end of the championship, after the teams were split into final groups, there were even more such matches, and now the average number per match day is approaching 4, which represents 50% of all matches in a round. And yes, this league has one of the highest growth trends for first-half draws over the last 6 rounds. The top 5 clubs by this metric are on your screen. In 5th place, we have the Swiss Challenge League, a league that is extremely high-scoring in the first half. You probably remember that in the May review of the first half over 1.5 market, it took first place. Here, goals are very frequent in the opening half, and when draws do occur, they are often high-scoring. So you're now starting to understand better that the first half draw market is close, not only to first half under 0.5, but also to first half over 1.5 in leagues where first halves often end with plenty of goals. Although, of course, in the majority of cases, a first half draw still tends to be 0-0. Spain Segunda, traditionally a very stable source of first-half draws. Recently, the league has seen a general increase in scoring, and when one team scores in the first half, the opponent often responds with a goal of their own, not to mention the goalless 0-0 draws. Overall, across the season, the average number of such matches per match day is held steady at 5, and even though only one first-half draw occurred in round 41, the last 6 rounds have shown an upward trend in their frequency. In the top 5, all teams have excellent statistics for this market. Each of them has nearly or exactly 70% of such matches. In the Turkish Super League, the average number of first-half draws has been steadily increasing since the start of the season and currently stands at 4 matches. As we can see, the overall percentage has risen by almost 8 percentage points since the middle of the season, and now stands at 45%. I can't say that 45% of all matches in the championship is a high figure. Recalling the review of the first half under 0.5 market, where I noted a general decline in goalless first half draws across all championships, with perhaps the Bulgarian league as an exception, I can say the same about the general trend in most European leagues towards a decrease in the number of first half draws. And in the Turkish Super League at the end of the championship, a downward trend in such matches is observed. That drop is minus 8 percentage points. This is similar to the numbers seen at the start of the season. Nevertheless, there is room for records here. Look at Konyaspor's away record. A streak of 6 consecutive matches with a first half draw is still ongoing. Portugal's Primeira Liga is in second place, and with an upward trend in such matches, especially at the end of the season. From the middle of the season, just like in the Turkish league, first half draws became more common, and the average, which initially was below 4 matches, has risen to over 4. In the final stage of the championship, at least 4 such matches were recorded on 5 match days. The statistics of the top 5 clubs in this market are quite respectable. Santa Clara stands out, having drawn the first half in 80% of their away matches. Well, if you've been following the previous reviews closely, it wasn't hard to guess that first place in this ranking goes to the Bulgarian First Division, the very same league that was at the top of the first half under 0.5 ranking at the end of May. From round 20 to round 30, no fewer than 4 such results were recorded on each match day, and in 4 of those 11 rounds, the number reached 6. And of course, the vast majority of these were goalless draws. That is what allowed the Bulgarian First Division to take first place here as well, with an average of over 4 such matches per round. Although after round 30, we see the biggest regression among all the members of this top 10. And if you didn't know which club's match to choose for a first half draw bet, just take a look at this championship's top 5 clubs by this metric. So, we've gone through the top 10 European leagues by the first half draw market and found out which clubs in these leagues have the best statistics for this market. Now, you can use this information to improve your skills in predicting match outcomes. By systematizing your observations based on statistics, it should become easier for you to navigate which match to choose for your bet. I, in turn, will be glad to provide you with these short reviews, which I believe are quite useful. Please write your feedback and ratings in the comments. See you next time!